Really would have been smart to at least back this one off while it was still bolted on. There's a solution to every problem. Just got to figure out what that is. Okay, so we're working on the bike today. I've got problems with my front brakes. I don't use them too much, but they're still nice to have. I also had to strip out the master cylinder bolt to get it off because I stripped out. I've ordered in a new one. It's not exactly the same. It does have a spot for a mirror, but that could be useful as a action camera mount for myself. And also my old one has the easy auto adjuster, whereas this one has a screw. But I'm going to swap them out, see if I can get front brakes, and then if I want to, I'll try and swap out the levers so I can have this easy adjusting screw on it instead of this old system that I don't really like. So apart from the mirror mount, they look pretty much basically the same, so it should be okay. We'll see how we go. Okay, so before I do pretty much anything on the mount on my bike, we have the launch control switch here and performance, so I can change the performance of the bike using this switch. The current master cylinder I've got doesn't have one because it's off a different style KTM. So before I do anything, I'm going to take the launch control off my bike and just make sure it fits onto this piece before I go any further. So we'll get into that and see how we go. Okay, nothing's ever easy, so before I can get to my launch control bolts here, I need to move my throttle cable, so I'm going to undo these, shift it around, then get my launch control switch out of there. Okay, so that's my old system off. So I'm just using the marks on the bike to line it back up. Probably should have some Loctite on it, but whatever. Okay, probably should have taken a photo beforehand because my cables are almost now sitting on the master cylinder lid. But I still need to start the bike and then adjust the throttle. So we'll see how we go. Okay, next, take off my main line off my old master cylinder. You can still see it's full of fluid, and then see if I can even bleed the brakes. So we'll get done with that. Really would have been smart to at least back this one off while it was still bolted on. Oh, because now I'm having troubles. All right. There's a solution to every problem. Just got to figure out what that is. Alright, so we got that off. We've got a new bolt with a better washer. Okay, so I've got my fluid reservoir here, so I'm about to pour a bunch of brake fluid in here, and it comes down through the line down here to my brake caliper. Here we've got the little bleed nipple, so all we're going to do, and I'll walk you through it, but basically I pump my brakes to apply pressure and then hold them, crack this open, allow the air to escape, and then close it off and repeat that process. Okay, the brakes work because the fluid can't compress, air can compress. So if you get air in your brake line, you'll get that spongy brake feeling, and that's because the air is compressing inside there. Okay, there's a very good chance that camera will drop off there. But it's an action camera, so it should be okay. So I'll grab our brake fluid, fill it up, and we can go to the top because we know we're going to use some. And then all I'm going to do is pump this. So I pump this, and already you can see the air coming out. That's very common on these, and I'll show you a small trick. So as long as I've got air coming out this end, I may as well just keep on pumping. And now I can already see the brake starting to get hard, and I'm getting some rejecting through here. So I come round, being your own videographer slash mechanic isn't easy. So I still holding the brakes, I crack my brake line, and then I close my brake line. And already I've got brakes. Okay, one pump, so before I had nothing at all, and now I'm good. I'm wasting a bit of fluid to show you guys, but I've got brakes, and very good brakes. Okay, so now I'll top that back up, screw it back on, and then fix up all my wiring, and we should be good to go. Okay, that's as good as I'm going to get it. We're going to go just a tiny little bit more fluid. Okay, if you do get this on your stickers or bodywork, wash it off with water because it will destroy paint or your stickers very quickly. Okay, throw the cap on. I actually like the screwdriver pieces more than the star bits. Now the star bits, just not everyone carries one, whereas screwdriver is a little bit more universal. And the star bits seem to, for me anyway, fuck out a bit more than a standard screwdriver. Obviously, as long as you have the right size screwdriver. Then we'll just tighten that down evenly. Whew, we got good brakes. Okay, and I've leaked a little bit of fluid here, so I'm just going to wash that off with water. Okay, so we're back on the dirt bike. Just want to change the oil in the filter. So we need to drain the oil from here. Then underneath I need to take out my fuel screen, this one here, and then another fuel screen here, and then change my filter and then top it back up with oil. It's all sandy because I took it for a ride on the weekend. I paid for a bike wash and they didn't have any power, and I didn't have time to hang around. Normally I wouldn't like it this sandy, but it is what it is. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, we just now need 1.3 litres of oil. Top it back up. Okay, that's done. Okay, so parts, that's 100 dirham for a litre. I had an old one from last time I'd done it, and for top-ups, my filters, I think I buy a pack of 5 for about 60 dirham, so about 12 dirham. To get this done at the motorbike shop over here, I think it's about 500 to 600 dirham, so I just saved myself about 400 dirham by doing it myself in a car park with very basic tools. Alright, now let's get back out there and use this thing. Okay, so I've also just topped it up with coolant. I keep some of my old engine oil just in a spray bottle, and I just spray my chain down with it. I find it works better than the chain lube because it just attracts so much sand, and the oil stops any kind of rust building up on the chain much easier. And I just keep that in the car. I put it on before and after each ride. Really simple. We're off. Heading out in the desert, nice cold morning.